This is my dress for the day. And what goes under? Nothing, except the bikini. It was the last one left and it's an extra small, but it came even tinier than I thought. I don't know how I'll fit in this latex balloon, but I have to make it work because I don't have time for anything else. I'm invited to a pool party that doesn't end till sunrise. It starts in the afternoon and whoever makes it through the night gets invited to the most elite party in Ibiza. No one's giving that up easily. You guys remember last time I went to a 24-hour party, so that gave me a good start and I think I got this. Ibiza is a dream, especially that I could finally go to a club at 18 there. And it's not my only goal in life to get into a club. I just want to experience that freedom and live life to the fullest because that feeling is unmatched. The most famous and elite club there is called High. It's been blowing up and just by looking at it, you know it's something nobody forgets. But early morning, I have to pick something up for my cousin because it's his birthday and I'm not missing that. LA party girl, but always the best older cousin. I have to get there in time and surprise him, so if I leave exactly at sunrise, I get my Ibiza invite and fulfill older cousin duties. Gotta be cool like that. I'm surprising him with something he always wanted and I'm probably gonna post his reaction, so stay tuned. And I'm gonna use the YSL waterproof mascara. It's like a big outdoor area, so you don't have to be in the pool. And the sun comes up at 5:30, so I just gotta make it. Done with makeup, now I just have to choose the swimsuit to go under, and I'll show you guys in the next one. Get ready with me to go to bottomless brunch with the girls! I haven't done like a girly going out glam in such a long time, so this is about to be so good. Of course, we need a bronzy, a glowy chest. I'm just gonna go in with the Milk Hydro Grip for primer. Ever get this out. It's gonna be an all-day brunch, bottomless cocktails to evening sort of thing, so I need this makeup to literally not budge. Shaved my face this morning, so my skin should look like butter when I put foundation on. Just going in with the NARS Pot Concealer just to cover up any blemishes. It's been a while since I've done this combo, but it is chef's kiss. Mix this on the back of my hand, work that into my brush and start blending it into my skin. So pretty. Take my crayon Spotify. Honestly, I can't stop listening to her. Concealer time. I'm going to start off with the Hourglass concealer. I literally love this. This is in the shade Fawn. I'm going to pop this where I would normally put my concealer. I'm going to take Huda Beauty concealer. This is really bright and I'm just going to pop this one in the inner corner. Take my other Huda Beauty concealer. This is in the shade Pomelo Pink. Start blending that in. Aim for this base is literally airbrushed perfection. Huda Beauty Tantor. This is literally my favourite cream bronzer ever. Stamp that on the back of my hand just so we don't have a ridiculous amount of product. Start tapping that in. Creamy, buttery dream. Bring that into my hairline as well. Then I'm going to take the Danessa Myricks blush. This colour is so beautiful. And this high up really bring my face up. So gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to be taking my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and a little light layer over the top. The skin right now looks like a little delicious creamy pie. This is where everything gets really flawless. I'm going to be taking my Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder, the powder puff. Once a little bit on the back of my hand just so we don't cake it on. And this powder is called airbrushed because look at this. Don't understand the magic. It's just amazing. Get some more powder and do my chin area. Just like that, almost invisible. They're not going to disappear. That's physically impossible. My forehead area is wow. Now we look like an airbrushed dream. I'm going to take my Huda Beauty powder, literally went everywhere. Pink shade. Gonna be baking with this just in my inner corner. Really brighten it up. Go in with bronzer now. This is the Milani one and I'm just gonna go everywhere. We literally cream bronze. Go in my Charlotte Tilbury blush. Shade Love is a Bug. This is so pretty. She's giving, girl. She's giving. I'm gonna wipe this bake away and I also want to play the new Ariana Grande song. Just the actual tune itself that sounds so good. I'm just gonna dry my face. My base really said I'm not coming here to play today. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm kind of running out of time a little bit now. Instead of doing a whole eye look, I'm just gonna take this from Urban Decay. Pop this on my eyelid. Shade Space Cowboy, by the way. It's time to do wing liner. I'm actually running a little bit too late right now, so I need to get this show on the road. Okay, I'm just popping on some mascara now, and then I'm gonna put on a lash. These from Claudia Tilsby. It looks so stunning. My nose won't stop running, but while the lashes dry, I'm going to do my lips. Lip liner in the shade Boy Bye from Doll Beauty. I take my Maybelline Vinyl Ink in the shade Captivated and pop that in the centre. Okay, that lip is literally a nude perfect dream. Okay, let's pop the lashes on. This looks so cute. It looks so pretty and natural. Sensational. Finish off the lip with my Fenty lip gloss in the shade Sweet Mouth. Look how gorgeous that lip combo is. One last spritz. Here's the finished makeup look. Are you kidding me? It looks so pretty. I'm literally obsessed. This is exactly what I wanted. Right, I'm off to go get drunk with the girlies now. So thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.
Never play this game with your friends. Once there was a group of girls who heard about the game Baby Blue. They didn't believe in it but thought they could scare their friend Laura. So they sent Laura into a bathroom by herself. She turned off the lights, closed the door, and put her arms out as if to hold a baby. Then started chanting Baby Blue 13 times. What happened next cannot be explained. Laura felt a heavy weight in her arms. Then she felt the weight in her arms scratching her. She was terrified and didn't know what to do. She wanted to drop it, but she was afraid of what might happen if she did, so she froze, and the weight grew heavier and heavier. Suddenly, she saw a woman in the bathroom mirror with a twisted look on her face. She screamed in terror. When her friends heard her scream, they tried to open the door, but it was locked. When they finally opened the door, they found Laura on the floor. Her eyes had been scratched out. They tried to move her body, but they couldn't, because something large and invisible was pinning her to the ground. This is why I don't tell anyone where I live. There was once a boy who asked his single father for a bedtime story, so the father told him. There was once a boy named Colby who made friends with another boy online called Helper23. On Colby's birthday, Helper23 wanted to give him a present in real life, so Colby gave him his home address, where he lives with his mom, his dad, and his little brother. But then Colby started to feel a bit weird about giving his address to a stranger online. The next night, he thought he had to tell his parents about it. He called out to his dad but got no reply, then found both his parents killed and a man wearing a dark hoodie holding a knife in the hallway. As Colby started to beg for his life, he hears his little brother crying in the next room. The intruder then strangles Colby and leaves the house with Colby's baby brother. The boy then looks up at his father and asks, "Why did the intruder take the baby?" To which his father just calmly smiled and said, "I've always wanted to be a father."
So this is a story time about how I became best friends with the girl that my boyfriend cheated on me with. So when I met this guy, we'll call him Bronson, there was an immediate attraction. He was a Sagittarius, so he was super charming, life of the party, and it didn't take long for us to start talking. Well, it turned out he wasn't totally honest with me, and he had a girlfriend. So I cut him off and didn't think twice about it. About a year later, though, he came back into my life. He reached out after his breakup with his girlfriend, and he asked if we could give things a real chance. Knowing the connection that we had, I said yes. And things were almost too perfect. We were taking cute photos for Instagram together. It didn't take long for him to move in. And we spent so much time together. He even talked about marriage with me in front of his mom. So it felt like things were going pretty smoothly. Until one night we were going to bed, his phone started blowing up. I grabbed it and it was a notification from a guy named Brad, which I thought was super weird. The texts were asking where he was and what he was doing. And eventually I just decided to pick up the phone. And it was a girl on the other end. Stay tuned for part 2 and follow me on Insta.
Get ready with me while I share some facts that got me put into therapy. My childhood best friend's family tried to rob my house, broke inside, and then all went missing, and we found witchcraft inside of their house with a circle of salt and poop smeared on the walls. I used to fake being sick, and my family decided to take me to the hospital when I told them I was so bad I couldn't even stand up. They take me to the hospital, and they find out that I absorbed my triplet in the womb. Yes, I'm a twin. And they find all of its bones inside of my abdomen. My dad has violent road rage, and growing up, he would take a gallon of milk when we went to the store and throw it out the window at people's car windshields. And then one time we were on the highway, this man swerved in front of him. He swerves back and hands me a jar full of coins and has me throw them out the window. My first ever high school party, I got so drunk I was sitting in a circle with my high school bullies who were calling me gay. So I took the bottle I was holding and shatter it all over all of their faces. And then I think the best idea is to fake pass out. And when everyone's like, we know you're not passed out, I get up, run upstairs, start hysterically crying as they lock me out of the party. I catfished a man on Clash of Clans into believing I was a 40-year-old woman named Rose until a year later he's asking me to send him my information so he can get me a flight to Texas to move out of his foreclosed house. So I have my mom call him up, break up with him, and tell her that she's dying. The first guy I ever dated got deported on my birthday. I drive him to the airport. 12 hours later, I see on his story that he's back with his wife and kids. On the first day of college, I wake up blackout drunk in the hallway, naked with no key card. My roommate's not in the room answering the door. Luckily, by the grace of God, this girl goes to the bathroom, wraps a sweatshirt around my dingling. We go downstairs to look for someone to let us into my room. No one's working. We have to walk 25 minutes across campus. I'm literally butt naked besides a hoodie wrapped around my junk. We can't find anyone. She has to let me sleep in her room on the first night and never spoke to me again. I used to bully myself anonymously on my friend's Ask FMs until one day I posted it on my birthday and my friend's like, no, my brother's a good computer hacker. We're going to find out who this is. I confess everything. They tell on me to the principal. I literally get out of school suspension for 2 weeks and none of my friends talk to me anymore. I took 2 tabs of acid alone and violently tripped to Shane Dawson conspiracy theories for 7 hours until I self-diagnosed myself with a brain tumor. I rushed myself to the on-campus medical center where they diagnosed me with mumps, which I thought was a prehistoric condition. While I'm waiting in the waiting room, I get a text from my art history teacher being like, see you all in 10 minutes. And I realized I had a mandatory play to attend. I rushed there. There's no more seats left besides sitting next to my teacher, who makes conversation the entire play while I'm violently tripping at her. At intermission, I stare my teacher in her eyes and I go, I'm having violent diarrhea. I need to leave. She's like, okay. I leave, go back to my dorm room, take another tab of acid, and watch Grey's Anatomy for 7 hours thinking I'm gonna figure out how to figure out mumps. I was in a near fatal plane crash in which my plane was the only one that decided to try to land into a 5-foot snowstorm. The plane was literally bending its wings backwards trying to land. We were in the sky for 7 hours when it was supposed to only be a 2-hour flight. Everyone on board is hysterically crying, praying that if we don't die, we'll all become religious. 2 days later, after landing, I got a cross tattoo and I've prayed every day since. We can finally land. We landed to a 5-foot pile of snow. We have to be literally dragged by a crane to the entrance to the airport. There are thousands of people sleeping on their backs, which means I can't find anywhere to plug in my phone. It's on 1% for 4 hours until I finally find a bathroom where there's no one. These men come in and start closing the door behind me. I take my suitcase, barge through them. I'm literally running away from them. I have to hide outside. They come outside. Then I finally go up to this family. I'm like, please let me sit with you. These men are following us. They circle around the table for 6 hours until finally my mom can get there. You've heard nothing though. That's like the PG version.
Get ready with me. Have a few things I need to do today, so I just want to get a little bit glammed up. I have a little bit of a confession for you guys. I have been talking to / seeing someone for the last like month now. I know it's shocking because last time we talked about men, I was a little bit sad. Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax on the brows. Self Power Grip to prime the face. Yeah, no, he's super nice. We talk on the phone all the time. He doesn't live in my city. I freaking broke out a little bit, so I'm using my LA Girl Pro Conceal on all my red spots today. I'm on the Nouvering and I like skip my periods so much, and the last time I tried to skip a period again and then I started like having spotting. So then I just took out my Nouvering to like let myself have a period because I'm going to see this man friend of mine and I don't want to have my period then, but now I'm breaking out like crazy. Going in with the NARS Soft Matte Cream Concealer to cover up all those spots. So yeah, you did indeed hear that right. I am going to see him. I have it right here and it hurts so freaking bad. I went like this. Oh my god. Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow on the brows. Am I nervous to go see him? Hell yeah, I'm nervous. Using the MAC Studio Fix 24-hour concealer to cover up my brows. I am flying to go spend a weekend with him in just over a week. Okay, so I tried a new foundation that I was reviewing, but the shade match is not shade matching. I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape and then I'm gonna go in with some contour to try and like fix up this travesty that's happening right now. The Makeup by Mario contour stick on my face. And am I panicking? Yeah, I am. Don't panic, we're getting there. I guess I should specify this, like I've hung out with him before. It's not like I just like met some guy online and I'm like flying to go see him. Trust me, I watch way too many true crime documentaries, listen to too many podcasts to know that that's like the perfect way to get unalived. I'd love to give you details on him, but you guys are A, nosy, and B, I'm too scared to tell too much because then the people where I live will know. And I mean, like, we're not exclusive, so I will tell you he has a lot of tattoos. Actually, he has a neck tattoo. And that's what got me in the first place. I'm of course running out of time, so come back for part 2 and see if I can fix this monstrosity happening with my face right now.
I mean, does this even work? Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. As usual, I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender. Okay, so here she is all blended out, before and after. For reference, this is the medium spectrum and the light spectrum side by side. It just evened out my skin tone and gave me the perfect amount of coverage. This is actually a true medium coverage foundation, and it does have SPF 50 in it, which is amazing.
Story time of how I found out that my mom was actually my older sister. My older sister never really liked me as a child. We were never close. I never knew why, but I was guessing it was because of the 10-year age gap. But I'm pretty sure she hated me because she couldn't even look me in the eye. I cannot make this up. She would not look me in the eye. But she never really talked to my parents either. She kind of just kept to herself all the time. Sometimes I have vivid memories of when we were younger and she would always be arguing with my parents about something, and I always thought it had something to do with me. Well, I was right. It had everything to do with me because eventually my sister turned 18 and she moved out. For 2 years, I didn't talk to her at all. I honestly don't even think I had her number saved, and I'm pretty sure that she didn't have mine. Well, 2 years later, and I was 10 at the time, she reached out to me via social media. I'm not sure how she found my Instagram name, but it was just my name, so she probably just typed that in and found me. She DM'd me and told me that she wanted to talk about something very important and that she would like to talk over the phone. So we exchanged numbers and we called that same night. And she told me that when she was younger, my dad had taken advantage of her and gotten her pregnant.
Never let a man come over to your house after a first date. And if you used to do that, you're not going to do that after the story time. Let's go. I also forget to mention that it's a true story time. Yeah, let us begin. The story starts off with this young girl. She goes on a first date with this guy. They go out to get dinner. And honestly, he was a green flag all throughout. Like, he was nice to the waitresses. He paid for the bill. Like, no red flags at all. This is why no matter how normal or nice a guy seems to be, you can never trust them too quickly because the story's like this. The dinner goes great, he pays the bill, and then they just go about their day and they go to their own homes. So obviously this is a respectful man, right? Like, he didn't even try to get her to come over and didn't ask to go over to her house yet. So she goes home and then she gets a call from him, and he's basically saying how he can't find his key, his roommate is not answering the phone, and if he could just come over for the time being until either his roommate answers the phone or he finds his key somehow. And she obviously said yes because, once again, no red flags. He comes over, they're having a blast, they're just sitting on the couch, talking, vibing, and then it just gets really late, so she's like, hey, you can sleep on the couch until you figure things out, I'm gonna go to my room. And something told her to lock the door. Obviously, she lives alone, she doesn't normally lock the door, but something, an instinct. A woman's instinct is always right. So she ends up locking the door and then just going to sleep. A couple hours pass and then she gets a knock on her bedroom door, and it's him asking for a phone charger because his died. Something told her once again, don't open the door, just tell him where it is. So she does not move and she says, it's on the kitchen counter, help yourself. And he says thank you, and then he goes about his business, and then she just goes back to bed. Okay, this is where it gets a little for me. A couple minutes go by and then he comes back and knocks on the door and says, hey, this charger's not working, do you have a charger in your room that I can borrow? Something just raises a flag in her head, hey, something's wrong, why does he want to get into my room so bad? So she calls the police. After she calls the police, she hears the door kind of opening. She hears a bunch of commotion outside. And then a couple minutes later, the police knock on her bedroom door and say, hey, you're safe. He's in custody. Come outside and look at your living room. Guess what she saw? Please, just pause the video. I want you guys to guess first before you actually hear what it is. So she walks out from her bedroom to her living room with the police, and she sees her whole living room fully plastered, and she just sees a box of power tools. So drills, axes, you name it, it was in that power tool box. If she left her room and she didn't use her womanly instincts, you guys, women, we're never wrong. I said what I said and I meant it. If she did not just listen to her instincts, she would have been gone. I'm so scared for women. We're not safe ever, and it's really sad. I really want to know how she felt in that moment. Just to be whoa, I just listened to my gut, and that's the main reason I'm still alive till this day. If you're watching this, I'm so proud of you, and I hope you know that. Moral of the story is, a man can be so normal, have the perfect job, and just be a walking green flag and still not be the person that you think he is. So just don't let anyone into your home. Make sure that you guys run a background check first. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.